Ever wondered why some couples keep the spark alive for decades while others drift apart? A 92-year-old woman shares timeless wisdom that might surprise you. True intimacy isn't about grand gestures or physical attraction, it's about emotional connection. When a woman feels truly seen, heard, and cherished, she naturally craves closeness. But when emotional gaps grow, passion fades. The good news? Small, daily actions, like intentional words, gentle touch, and genuine listening, can reignite that deep bond. If you want a love that lasts, start with her heart. Ready to learn the secrets? Let's dive in. Number 1. Emotional connection over physical pleasure. Let me tell you something most men don't realize: intimacy isn't just about the physical act. For a woman, even something as intimate as oral sex is less about pleasure and more about how safe, loved, and deeply connected she feels with you. Think about it. When her heart feels full, when she knows you truly see her, cherish her, and value her, that's when she'll naturally want to be close to you in every way. But when that emotional connection fades, so does her desire. Here's the hard truth: women don't just lose interest in intimacy out of nowhere. It happens slowly, quietly, like a plant wilting without water. Maybe life got busy, and the little things, the way you used to hold her hand for no reason, the way you'd listen like her words were the most important thing in the world, started slipping away. Without those moments, she starts feeling invisible, unimportant. And when that happens, no amount of physical attraction can fix it. But here's the good news: it's never too late to turn things around. Start small. Look her in the eyes and really listen when she talks, not to respond, but to understand. Touch her in ways that don't ask for anything in return: a slow kiss on the forehead, your hand on her back as you walk past. Remind her, in tiny, consistent ways, that she's still the one who lights up your world. Because when she feels that emotional safety again, that's when the real magic happens. The kind of intimacy that's not just physical, but soul deep. Number 2. Why women lose interest in intimacy. Let's talk about something so many couples get wrong: why women pull away emotionally and physically in long-term relationships. It's easy to blame age, hormones, or just how things go after years together. But here's the real truth: when a woman loses interest in intimacy, it's almost never about her body changing. It's about her heart feeling disconnected. Picture this: in the beginning, you couldn't keep your hands off each other. But over time, life got hectic. The little things, the way you used to text her just because, the way you'd notice her new haircut, the way you'd listen like her thoughts fascinated you, started slipping away. Without realizing it, she began feeling more like a roommate than a lover. Not because you stopped caring, but because the busyness of life made those small, meaningful moments fade. Here's what most men miss: women don't fall out of love suddenly. It happens in tiny, quiet moments, when she shares something vulnerable and feels unheard, when she puts effort into looking nice and it goes unnoticed, when she reaches for your hand and you're distracted. Each time, it chips away at that emotional safety she needs to truly open up, both her heart and her body. But here's the hopeful part: this isn't permanent. Intimacy can come back, not with grand gestures, but with small, consistent acts of love. Notice her. Really listen when she talks, not to fix things, just to understand. Hug her like you mean it, with no expectation of it leading anywhere. Relearn her love language and speak it daily. Because when she feels cherished in those ordinary moments, that's when she'll start reaching for you again, not out of obligation, but because she genuinely wants to. Thank you for staying with us till now. If you found this helpful, a like/share means the world to us. Your support inspires more useful content. Now, let's dive into the next exciting part together. Number 3. The biggest mistake men make. Let me share a hard truth that could save your relationship: love doesn't run on autopilot. So many men make this one crucial mistake: they think once they've won their partner, the work is done. But here's what really happens when you stop putting in that early relationship energy. Slowly, almost invisibly, the connection starts fading. Remember how you used to be in the beginning? You'd listen like her stories were the most fascinating thing you'd ever heard. You'd surprise her with little things, her favorite coffee, a random thinking of you text, a kiss just because. That's what made her feel cherished. But somewhere between work, bills, and life's routines, those small gestures became rare. And without realizing it, you've both started living parallel lives rather than intertwined ones. Here's what no one tells you: women don't need grand, dramatic displays of love. It's in the daily micro moments that she feels loved, when you put down your phone to really listen, when you remember she hates mushrooms and pick them out of her salad, when you reach for her hand during a movie like you still can't believe she's yours. These are the threads that weave emotional intimacy. The good news? It's never too late to start again. Today, try this. Do one small thing you did when you were first falling for her. Text her that memory that makes you smile. Pull her close for no reason. Watch how her eyes light up when she realizes you're still choosing her every single day. Because that's the secret. Love isn't a destination you reach, it's a path you keep walking together, one small, loving step at a time. Number 4, how to rekindle intimacy. Let me tell you a secret about reigniting that spark. It's not about fancy dates or expensive gifts. The path back to deep intimacy is paved with small, everyday moments that say I see you and you matter. Start with your words, but not just any words. Speak to her heart. Instead of the usual "you look nice," try "the way your eyes sparkle when you laugh still takes my breath away." See how her whole posture changes when your words touch something deeper than surface-level compliments. That's the power of making her feel truly seen. Then there's touch, the kind that asks for nothing in return. A lingering hand on her back as you pass in the kitchen. Brushing her hair behind her ear just because you love how it frames her face. These quiet moments of contact rebuild trust in your touch, reminding her body that it's safe to relax into yours again. But the real magic? Showing up day after day in the little things. Noticing when she's had a tough day without her telling you. Remembering how she takes her coffee. Putting your phone down when she walks in the room. These are the bricks that rebuild emotional security. Here's what's beautiful: you don't need to overhaul your whole relationship overnight. Start today with one small thing. Maybe it's texting her that memory from your first date, or giving her a foot rub without it leading anywhere. Watch how these tiny deposits into your emotional bank account begin compounding. Before long, you'll notice her reaching for you more, smiling at you differently, relaxing into your arms like she's coming home. Because that's exactly what you're rebuilding: her sense of home in you. Number 5, the secret to effortless attraction. Here's something most men never realize: the secret to keeping that spark alive isn't in your wallet or your six-pack. It's in your ability to truly understand her. Not just hear her words, but to listen in a way that makes her soul feel seen. Picture this: she's sharing about her stressful day, and your instinct is to jump in with solutions. But what she really needs? For you to simply hold space. To say that sounds really tough, sweetheart, while pulling her close. That moment of pure understanding does more for your intimacy than any dozen roses ever could. This is where most couples go wrong. They think passion fades because of time or routine. But the truth? It fades when she starts feeling like just another item on your to-do list. When her thoughts and feelings don't find a safe landing place in your heart. Try this experiment. Next time she talks about something bothering her, resist the urge to fix it. Instead, look into her eyes and say, "Help me understand how that made you feel." Then just listen. Really listen. You'll notice something magical. The more emotionally connected she feels, the more physically connected she'll want to be. Because here's the beautiful truth women rarely say out loud: nothing turns her on more than feeling completely, utterly gotten by you. Not your paycheck, not your gym body, but that quiet certainty that no one in this world understands her like you do. So tonight, put down your phone. Take her hand. Ask, "How's your heart today?" Then remember, this isn't about being her superhero. It's about being her safe place. And that's irresistible. Number 6, final wisdom. Let me share with you the most important lesson about love I've ever learned. The kind of passion that lasts decades doesn't come from perfect bodies or fancy techniques. It grows from something much deeper, the unshakable safety of knowing you're cherished exactly as you are. Think about the couples who still hold hands after 40 years. Their secret isn't some magical chemistry. It's that the woman feels, in her bones, that her man truly sees her. Not just her appearance, but her thoughts, her quirks, her silent fears. When she knows she can share her messy, unfiltered self and still be met with love. That's when intimacy becomes effortless. Here's what changes everything, realizing that foreplay doesn't start in the bedroom. It starts when you remember how she takes her coffee. When you notice she's wearing that sweater you complimented last week. When you listen to her work story like it's the most fascinating thing you've heard all day. These are the moments that make her feel desired at her core. I want you to try something tonight. Instead of focusing on physical touch, focus on emotional presence. Look into her eyes and tell her one specific thing you adore about her, not her looks, but maybe how she always knows when you've had a tough day, or how her laugh makes even bad days better. Then watch what happens. Because here's the truth no one tells men, a woman's body responds to her heart. When her heart feels safe, loved, and truly known. That's when passion doesn't just spark, it burns steady and bright through all of life's seasons. And that, my friend, is how you build a love that lasts. Let me ask you something real quick. When was the last time your partner truly felt heard by you? I mean really heard, in that way where her shoulders relax and her eyes light up because she knows, without a doubt, that you're fully present with her? Here's where I want you to pause for just a moment today. Take out your phone right now and set a reminder for tonight that simply says, ask her about her day, and really listen. Not the usual "how was your day" while scrolling through your phone, but the kind where you put everything down, look into her eyes, and follow up with "tell me more about that." The magic happens in these small but mighty moments. Maybe tonight it's just 5 minutes of undivided attention. Tomorrow it could be remembering to ask about that meeting she was nervous about. By Friday, you might surprise her by handling that chore she always hates doing. These aren't grand gestures, they're love notes written in the language of daily life. And here's what's beautiful, you'll start noticing the change in how she looks at you, how she touches your arm when you talk, how she starts seeking you out more. So let's make this practical. Your mission this week. 1. Have one real conversation where you listen more than you speak. 2. Do one small thing that shows you pay attention to her world. 3. Give one compliment about who she is, not just how she looks. Watch what happens when you become that safe place for her heart to land. Because when she feels valued in these ordinary moments, that's when extraordinary intimacy begins to grow naturally. Thank you for watching to the very end. If this video helped you, please hit like, subscribe, and share with someone who might need it. We'd love to hear your suggestions for future topics in the comments. Your ideas inspire our next videos. Your support means everything to us. Stay tuned for more helpful content coming soon.